All right, guys. Do you know your value as a man in our society today? Well, I'm going to remind you. Welcome back to Resilient Man channel. We're going to discuss 10 specific facts for you to remember as men, the value that you bring to our society. That unfortunately is very female focused. But today on Resilient Man channel, we're going to celebrate you and all of us guys out there. So, that just a quick explanation. This is one of the reasons why I started Resilient Man channel, was for you who are watching this right now. I, like many of you watching these videos that I make on Resilient Man channel, I've been put through the ringer. I mean, when it comes to relationships with women and marriage and divorce and, dealing with family courts and, parental alienation and all these different issues and subjects that we as men deal with in our society today. And the reason why I decided to start Resilient Man channel was because I had a lot that I wanted to share as far as experiences go, little advice, some tips, stories, that type of thing, that hopefully you that are watching this right now, it encourages you, it motivates you, it helps you in some way that you realize you're not alone. There are other guys out there who've been through the ringer just like you, and you're gonna overcome. You are going to be resilient, and you're going to move on and thrive. So let me just share that before I go into the 10 facts, the 10 examples of the value that you as a man bring to our society. So let's get started. Okay, so these are not in any specific order, but I just listed them out, and so I'm going to go through them, and please comment your thoughts, down below. I really would appreciate that, and like and subscribe to Resilient Man channel as well. So the first one that I have is fatherhood. Fatherhood. You as a man, you as a father are extremely valuable and extremely important in our society. And, I really want to call out you guys out there right now who maybe you're separated and or divorced. Maybe you're dealing with a custody issue with your children. Or maybe you're dealing with parental alienation, and I want to encourage you to stay strong and to do your best every day to fight the good fight, stay in your children's lives. You are so valuable to those children, and they see it, and they will see it and come to appreciate it even more as they come into adulthood. So that would be number one, fatherhood. A huge value that men bring to society. Number two, men, we build our infrastructure, our society. We are the ones who make society work. You out there watching this video right now, if you're a welder or a lineman, or you work in the oil fields, or you're a mechanic, or you're a banker, or whatever the case might be, we are the ones who make society work, and we are the ones who have built society. We've built the roads, we've built the buildings, we've built the infrastructure. We made it happen, and that's an extreme, a huge value that men have brought to society. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for you as a man, it wouldn't have happened in the first place. So pat yourself on the back for that. Number three, men do the dangerous and or crucial jobs that women would never do, okay? Especially when it comes to storms or national emergencies, hurricanes, snowstorms, things like that. When you think of some of the jobs I just mentioned, guys who work in the oil fields, guys who are linemen, guys who, work those jobs that are extremely dangerous. I mean, I was just recently, I saw a picture of a guy during or just after a hurricane down in Florida. The guy was standing in water. I guess he was a lineman. He was working on the power lines, and the line was down. He was standing in water. The water was up to his chest, and he's working on the line to get it back up and running again to get the power up for that community. Okay? Again, these are the jobs that men do, that women would never do, and so we need to take pride in that. The other thing about that picture, this was Florida. This was Central Florida, of which I'm born and raised. That's where I'm originally from. There are gators in those waters. Okay, when there are storms and the waters rise, the creeks rise, the rivers rise, all that, the gators are in those waters as well. So not only is that guy doing a dangerous job working the line, getting the power back up, there could be, an actual threat there from an alligator. So that really struck me as well. Number 4, we as men, we make tremendous sacrifices for our wives and for our children and for our families. Many sacrifices that unfortunately many times go unnoticed. Many long hours of work, many times putting up with jobs and bosses that are detrimental to us mentally and emotionally, but we know we have to get the job done for our wife and our children and our family. And those are tremendous sacrifices that men make. Most men, we don't bitch about it. We don't complain about it. We might, to our buddies over a beer or something, but for the most part, we simply get the job done. So something to be proud of as well as a man. Number 5, men primarily fight the wars. And not only that, we have to sign up for selective service to register if there is a draft, and if we don't get to vote. So, that's a huge value. Of course, men are, unfortunately, when it comes to the wars that we are involved in, a lot of blood and treasure is wasted. A lot of good men are wasted, unfortunately. Number 6, men are primarily the providers. It's true there's a lot of women who are well educated nowadays and are making good incomes and they're doing their own thing. And that's true. But in many cases, even if it is a man and his wife, usually the man makes about 2/3 of the household income. That's usually the case. So we are primarily the providers, and there's a huge value there, obviously, because if the man is not bringing that income into the home, the lifestyle is greatly impacted. And many times the wife cannot make up that income in the same way that the man can. So it's something to be proud of. It's something of great value to the family as a whole. Number 7, men, we are the protectors, when there is something that goes bump in the night, we're the one that grabs our hole puncher, shall we say, and goes outside to see what's there, because we're going to protect our home, we're going to protect our families. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. I know when I was married and there was a situation like that, my wife would nudge me and say, go see what that is. And of course, as the man, I was expected to go face that danger. And I did. Number 8, men are the or have been over history, men have been the primary inventors and innovators throughout all of history. Okay? If you look at it from a whole of the things that have been invented over the whole of history, it's been men. It's been men who have invented and created new technology and new tools and new things that would make our lives, make humanity a little bit, make our lives a little bit easier to live. And, that's something to be very proud of. There's that value that men have brought to humanity over the course of all of history. Number 9, men think rationally and with pragmatism. That really is a strong value, and it's really keeps a lot of things in check in our society. Opposed to a lot of women, they think emotionally and, that type of way. We as men, we think logically, we think pragmatically, we think rationally to think things out, to find the best solution, And that, especially when it comes to your home and your wife and your family, to best provide and protect and lead your home. So a lot of value there that you bring as a man. And then last but not least, number 10, you are resilient. You're a resilient man. How many challenges have you been through this year? How many times have you been knocked down, but you got back up one more time? How many things have you overcome that maybe your wife didn't even know about, or your family didn't even know about, or your friends didn't even know about? You just kept it to yourself. You pushed forward, you pushed through, and you were resilient. That's something of huge value that you as a man bring to society. We as men, we can survive alone and be just fine because that's who we are as men. We are strong, and that's you as a man as well. But see, that's why society doesn't worry about us, or at least to some degree, because we've got this as men. We have throughout history, and we make it happen for us and for our families. And guys, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to remind you watching this, you are valuable as a man, as a husband if you're married, as a father if you have children, as an employee to your company. You have value. You have lots of value. So guys, I hope this encouraged you today. Maybe put your shoulders back, walk a little taller, be proud of who you are, what you've accomplished, and what you will accomplish. So, guys, I hope you're enjoying Resilient Man content. Hey, check out the other content on Resilient Man channel. We got a lot of great topics that I've covered and many more to come, specifically for you as a man, to help you better navigate the challenges and issues that we deal with as men on a day-to-day basis. And the whole thing, guys, is that, come together as a community, help each other out. So, guys, I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe to Resilient Man channel. Remember, know your worth. Protect your peace.